I'm here with Dr. Ray. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hi, Bonnie.
It's great to be talking with you. I'm so excited. You have so many books, but your latest from Servant Press is Advice Worth Ignoring. What do we ignore?
The experts have done a number on parents. So many notions, so many hypotheses, so many theories that are enlightened. And you better practice it that way. And if you don't say I didn't warn you that your kids weren't going to be on an afternoon talk show for the next 4 years. I picked those pieces of advice that I think most undercut parents. Authority, peace of mind, strength of will, religious beliefs. And I debunk them. And I offer some alternatives. And I say to the parents, you don't have to listen to me. You can ignore me too. However, look at this with your own common sense and your own experience and see what makes sense to you.
You know, common sense is so woefully missing. So how do we get back to that, do you think?
People are generally not dumb, Bonnie. They have a reservoir of experience. They have a reservoir of logic, reason. They know when an expert says to do it this way. Some of them give what I call the skeptical eye look. And they say to themselves, that doesn't sit well. It just doesn't sit well. What I want to do in the book is say to people, okay, here's what you've been told. Here's why I think you've lost authority, strength of will, peace of mind, and you're guilt-ridden, and you second guess. Here's what I would say to counter this. I want them to go, yes, of course, that makes sense.
It's amazing as particularly new parents, right, really worry they want to go out and get the, latest craze book
they
or
gotta
whatever.
be enlightened. They got to be enlightened. I call it psychological correctness. If you do the psychologically appropriate things, say the right words, using the right reasoning, reflecting the right active listening, with a natural consequence and a sticker system set up for win-win scenarios, the child will respond, oh, mother, I've been so blind. Thank you. You make such perfect sense. Did you want me to change the transmission fluid before I paint the backyard?
Wouldn't that be great?
But that's what they imply. The experts imply so often, you do it this way, the child's just going to be so cooperative.
And that's just not the way, because kids have to make their own way, but as parents, we have to guide them. So ignoring things and adopting things, how can a parent really discern from themselves?
Bonnie, what happened? 2 generations ago, you didn't have parents running around questioning whether they were allowed to be parents. They didn't. They oftentimes had 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. You tell that to somebody now, they gag. Because they can't imagine this. They were the parents. Yes, they made their mistakes. Yes, they had their flaws and they had their theories of parenting then. But what they didn't have is this angst. What if I screw it up? What if I do it wrong? I'm looking at my 23-year-old and he didn't turn out like I had hoped. It was me. It was my fault. I knew it. That's what we've done to parents.
I think we've really de-adultized parents, and
You make that word up?
I did. I do that so frequently too. But the Pope is asking us to be adults and be authentic in our interaction. And I think you bring out some of that in Advice Worth Ignoring. Trust yourself, trust your child, trust your family, trust our good Lord God.
I try to make a logical case. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, those experts say this, but this expert says this. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I've got to make the case so that someone looking at this, reading this, says, he does make more sense. This does dovetail with how I'm looking at things.
That's a great way to hear that. And of course, you bring, the real deal to the table of the doctor with 10 children of your own. And so tell us where people can learn more about all of your great books, and this one in particular from Servant, Advice Worth Ignoring.
You go to drray.com, drray.com. It's all there, and they're all signed. Not by me, by my kids. You can tell because of the crayon.
Crayons always work for me. Thanks so much, Dr. Ray, for being with us. Now back to the rest of This Is the Day.